Buddy, GVH Deals back here with our June month end review of where we landed from a cost and inventory update and sales. And I'll start off by saying it's not very good, but we knew June was going to be a slow month as we're kind of picking up inventory and starting to accumulate wholesome things for football season. Um, so as we jump in, stick around towards the end. I will have a reveal of some of the cards I picked up at a card show and through the mail over the last couple weeks since I did a mid-June update. But if you're interested in the financials and where things stand, stick around, watch this, or you can skip to the end and see what cards I picked up for the inventory. So overall, June is highlighted here. Total for the month, net income is actually a negative, but it's a little bit less than last month. You'll see a lot of the cost here was based on purchasing inventory. As I mentioned, right now is a good time to be buying football. I went to a show, wanted to pick up some cards there to have for the August, September football hype, and that's what you see reflected in here. I did buy a box or a few boxes of hobby at Dick's. I had a coupon, went in, picked up some cards, didn't get too much out of it. So it just goes to show that there's not that much opportunity in breaks. One thing I'll call out here in the cost of goods sales, as I mentioned, it's for now the inventory is about the same as things move and the football hype comes up. Hopefully, some of the inventory value ends up increasing. Um, Big thing here. So didn't sell anything off my flipping list. These are the ones again focused on football, so not looking to push or move any of those at this point. But maybe a bit of a downer here. We've got the collection, the rips, and I will show you what some of these are. I did have a fair amount of sales during the month, mostly on eBay. I did get some of my other costs that you saw were for the fees to get set up with COMC or check out my cards. So we had about $65, 65 cents per card to get $100 that I shipped in there months ago. Some of those did sell, a few bucks here in profit, you can see. But the biggest area where we have some negatives and wasn't quite sure, but I think these fit on this page. The cards from my collection that I sent out for grading, most of the ones came back as eights. So while they were 1985 tops, coming back as eights with a almost $26 charge, I was able to sell them to a buyer at the card show for what I felt was a decent price. $60 for three of these cards at PSA 8. The comps were around 70, 75. So, understandably, if someone's buying it at the show, they would want to be able to make some money themselves. So I took the deal and then I used that money to buy some additional cards. But what that resulted in after the grading fees, lost almost $11 on two of them. And then the Mark McGuire lost about six. So overall, that ate away at much of the profit. What it said about about $28 of profit. Still would have been a slow month, which I anticipated, but looks pretty ugly, just over $5. But as we're moving forward here, I've got some good inventory, and we'll be ready to move into more of the $10 to $20 range at least, where I mentioned stopping with some of the listings of the $1 cards and just the grind that happens there. I had some things listed as lots for 90s football cards that didn't sell in the auction. So we'll think about that strategy, might circle back and either wait towards the season or see if I have to put more into the lots, multiple players or something else like that that's going to get it going. But overall, seeing the inventory build up, hoping to start pushing that probably. I don't know if I'll start any of that in July, but definitely in the August timeframe. So July might be another slow month. Hopefully not quite as slow as June. Things will start to pick up a little bit, and then we'll start focusing on football season and what we can do there. So stick around, watch the reveal. After the reveal, hit the like and subscribe button. Helps me get more traction on YouTube to help build out the channel, and I look forward to connecting with you with the next update in July. All right, as we're starting to wrap up June, this has been mostly a buying month, a little bit less selling so far. I wanted to share in the second half of the month some of the cards I've picked up, mostly from a show I went to a couple days ago in the Northeast in Marlborough, Massachusetts. For those in the area, it's a huge show, and got in on Friday before a lot of the weekend rush and was able to pick up some nice things that will be ready for football season. So let's just jump right in and I'll show you what I've picked up. The first two actually are items I picked up on Collects. For those not familiar, COLLX. It's a platform where you can pick up some things from sometimes more hobby-based people, finding some good deals on there. So the first one, really like the look of this one. This is a Bryce Young, clearly GMA 9, so rated or graded, and something that I can look to flip in the season. Hopefully Bryce Young and the Panthers have at least a few games to kick off the season where this will be an opportunity. The next one off Collects, and this was from the same buyer, so I was able to package these together and make an offer, which is something I like to do if I'm going to buy from someone, save a little bit on shipping. Trevor Lawrence, this is a raw rated rookie. It's got the prism, the kind of the holo in here. So hoping this is another one as a raw. You know, I will look to flip this as a raw, not look to grade it with the season coming up and some of the delays with PSA, but there's a little bit to add to the inventory there. Now we get into the items I got at the show, and as I jump into these, notice some of the prices. You know, when you're at a show, a lot of times you can negotiate. So I'll try to share a little bit about how the pricing worked out on some of these. To kick us off, you know, and especially when I was looking at raw cards, I looked at some of the numbered ones. So you see this one here, 21/25, Bijan Robinson. I think another opportunity here for Bijan to have a beast of a game or season and flip it once he has a breakout game. You see the sticker on here for 20, and I think this one and the next one were at a table where everything was 50% off, and then I was still able to get some discounts beyond that. So pretty cool looking Bijan Robinson insert, you know, a little bit under $10, wild card rookie heat with numbered to 25. Next up, Jameson Williams. You know, I think another opportunity here. He's been a little bit down over the last year, but had quite a few big games in the last year or so prior to last year. He's always a deep threat, and I think the Lions are going to have an improvement this year. Again, looking at some of the benefits here of limited cards with a 201 of 299. You know, again, this was 50% off, so looking at this at, you know, $7 or so in a package deal, and we'll see how he does in the season. Next up, we've got a Luther Burden the third rookie card going into his second year. He had a few big games last year. Huge opportunity with Caleb Williams. This one here is also numbered to 299 with a rookie patch. So cool looking card. Hopefully he does well, and that helps drive some of the value, but also, you know, if this is something I have to hold, I think it's a cool card with a limited print to keep in the collection. Another opportunity with a star for the Lions. Had Jameson Williams. Obviously, Amon-Ra is the primary guy here. So we've got an optic. This one is not numbered, but I think Amon-Ra has, you know, a little bit higher floor and more potential here. So rated rookie, Amon-Ra St. Brown. The price on this one, I think, was also packaged. I'm not sure if I got quite 50% off, but at least 20 or 30% less than this. So think about it maybe in the $15 range. And I did purchase that with this Emeka Egbuka. So as I mentioned, both were listed at 20. I think I got them for 30 or maybe even 20. I don't know if it was quite 15 or 50% off. This is the Topps Chrome. So also first series with Topps sort of taking over the label rookie card for Emeka with Mike Evans gone, I think there's some opportunity there for him to get more catches, and we'll see how that plays out. Last two were in the sort of value bin, and these were, some potential opportunity. RJ Harvey, with the rookie being in Denver, and a rookie sweater. Kind of a cool looking card, not numbered, but for a couple bucks in a package deal, it was something that I thought I would take a shot at and see how it plays out for the season. And then last but not least, in the non-graded, this is another Marvin Harrison Jr. going into his second year. We'll see the opportunity here. I like the patch. It's not game worn. It actually specifies that on here, but still a cool looking card, and something we'll see how Marvin Harrison Jr. performs this year. Then last but not least, I did pick up some graded cards to make it a little bit easier as I'm looking to sell some of these. I think having graded is takes some of the risk and questions out of the condition of the card. So starting out, another can't say that name, Marvin Harrison Jr. with a rated rookie card. This one is a CGC 10, so got a really good grade. All 10s except for centering was 9.5, so this one's a solid card. This one was listed at 10. I got for $7 or $8 with the package deal. So, if he starts out and has a good season now, some of the changes at quarterback, Kyler Murray's gone. We'll see whether Jacoby Brissett or Carson Beck come in, and he has some big games. Next up, CJ Stroud, another one. I think people were down on him in the last couple years. He had a great rookie season, and it's been a little bit of ups and downs. So I think there's some opportunity and some upside here. This one is a numbered 347 of 399, magenta refractor, and PSA 9. So it's got a solid grade. And this was listed at 25. I think I got it for around 20-ish. And we'll see how he does for the season. Another huge quarterback I'm a big fan of, had a little bit of a slump, but, I think Jaden Daniels is primed for another great season this year. This is the Rated Rookies Retro, PSA 9, and just, look at the blue. It's pretty cool the way it shines, Rated Rookie, and we'll see how this performs. This one was around $25, and we'll see. And then last but not least, Baker Mayfield. I've been a big fan since he sort of revived his career in Tampa Bay. So this is obviously his rookie with the Browns, PSA 10. And I just, Baker was in the MVP running early last year before things sort of fell apart. So I think between him, Chris Godwin, Egbuka that we had earlier, it could be another prime year for the Bucs going into the season, and opportunities for upside. This one was about 55 in the bundle with the graded cards that we just went through. So that's what I picked up. June's coming to a close. I think now it's time to really start buckling down and focusing on getting ready for the season. I might look to get some grading in with some of the GOATs for basketball or football that might not be needed for this season. But that's where we stand, and more to come.